What's up guys, this is YA and today I'm gonna show you how to create this amazing ink splatter effect in Photoshop. So it looks pretty dope, right? It looks realistic and the textures are pretty cool. So this is what the image looks before, dull and flat, and this is what it looks after. So I've used stock images in this example, but you can use your image or any image you want. So I'm gonna show you how to create this amazing effect. First of all, let's remove it, and I'm gonna first of all color grade it. So I'm gonna select curves because it's pretty dull right there. Okay, so I'm gonna just make a nice S curve like so. That looks good. A little bit more. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Cool. So I'm gonna now select selective color and I'm going to blacks and increase the blacks somewhere around there and increase the cyan a little less, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna increase the magenta and the yellows. Okay, so now I'm going to whites. And I'm gonna increase the blacks in here because the paper is too white and it looks oversaturated. So I'm gonna go to neutrals and just increase a bit of blacks and cyan, increase the magenta a bit and just decrease the yellows so that it gives a nice blue tone to the image. Okay, so let's see. Yep, decrease the fill a bit. That looks good. I'm going to group it, Ctrl+G, and now I'm going to just place the paper texture. Let me see. Yep, that. Okay, so I'm going to just place it and I'm going to just scale it down so that it fits the paper in the image, just like so. Okay, let's see, increase it a bit. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna change the blending mode of this paper to multiply. So cool, but there are some harsh edges of this texture, so we're gonna remove it. So I'm gonna just create a mask, layer mask. I'm gonna select the brush tool at 100% opacity and select the black color and just paint in there. Cool, there as well. Okay, that looks good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just decrease the opacity a bit, like 60%, and choose the white color, zoom in a bit and make the brush size smaller. And I'll just paint in the texture back like so. Cool. Over there as well. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. So I just saw a white line right there. It's because the paper texture is not covering the whole of the image. So I'm gonna just use the arrow keys and place it somewhere around there and bring it down a bit. Yep, use the down arrow keys. So we're gonna just fine tune the mask one more time. Select the brush tool and just paint it like so. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to reveal it a bit there. Okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the stock footage, stock picture that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this picture right there. Links to all the assets will be in the description. So I'm gonna just scale it down a bit, holding the shift key. Okay, so now so I'm gonna just color grade it as well. I'm gonna just make a clipping mask and just make a nice contrast and increase the reds a bit and decrease it in the shadows. Cool. I'm gonna decrease the greens a bit and increase it in the shadows. Now I'm gonna increase the blues a bit and just add some yellows. Yep, that looks good. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just group it, and now I'm gonna place the splatter texture file. So I'm gonna use first this one. Okay, and place it below the stock image. Cool. And now I'm gonna just convert the group into a small object. Just resize it so that it fills the area of the splatter. Okay, now I'm gonna create it into a smart object. So I'm gonna create a clipping mask, and boom, there we go. So I'm gonna just place the image somewhere around there. Looks good. Let me just transform it a bit. Yep. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna just select both of them and just move it a little. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna just insert the second splatter texture image right there. Okay, and I'm gonna just duplicate it, Ctrl+J, and I wanna place it up a bit, and I wanna just create a clipping mask right there. Okay, so I'm gonna just okay, that's good. I'm gonna just select both of them. I'll just select the ink splatter image and I'll just place it somewhere around there. Select both of them and bring it below the original image composition, and we'll just decrease the opacity of the picture, not the splatter, the picture. So like so. It gives some depth to the image. Cool. I'm gonna just place it somewhere around there. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna just hold and duplicate it. Press Ctrl+J to duplicate. Okay, just decrease the fill amount there. Looks good. Great. So now just select them, hold the shift key and group it up. Ctrl+G. Okay, we're good on our way. So I'm gonna just duplicate it and take the below one out of the group. I'm gonna just use a color overlay and select a color from the image. That looks good. Okay, and I'm gonna just place it below the group. Okay, I'm gonna place this somewhere around there. Cool. So it gives it like a organic look. I'm gonna just duplicate it, Ctrl+J. I'm gonna place it somewhere around there. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna just yep, there. Okay, I'm gonna create a mask, layer mask. Okay, let's change the color first. I'm gonna select something like so. Yep, I'll light it down. Okay, cool. I'm gonna create a layer mask now on this layer because it's affecting the flower over there. So I'm gonna just create a layer mask. Okay, I'm gonna select the brush tool and I'm gonna just make the opacity 100%. Cool. I'll select black color and I'm gonna just paint it over there so that it removes the excess. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just increase the hardness of the brush to 100%. and just remove it a bit from there. Okay, and I just add it using the white color. Cool. Now I'm gonna just crop it up, crop both of the paint textures, Ctrl+G. Cool. So now I'm gonna just give it a realistic paint tone to it. So and before that I'm gonna just transform it because it was looking similar to the another splatter effect. That looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna just close the grip. Now I'm gonna create a threshold effect and just increase it till you see some nice black parts like so. Okay, I'm gonna make it soft light. Cool. And now I'm gonna just press Ctrl+I to invert the mask. Cool. Now I use the brush, decrease the opacity somewhere around there, and just paint in with white. Okay, decrease the hardness also, make it 0. Cool. And let's see, no, it's too much. Okay, I'm just gonna decrease the opacity of the layer. I'm gonna just paint it like so on the edges, not on the picture, something like that. Okay, that looks good. Decrease the fill amount so that it looks realistic. Yep, that's looking great. And I just paint on the edges a bit more. That looks good. Okay, cool. I'll decrease the opacity a little more. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna create another curves adjustment there to give a nice fade effect. Like so. I'm gonna just increase the shadows a bit. Yep. Now I'm gonna just decrease the opacity for a second and the fill amount, and now I'm gonna choose the gradient tool, select this gradient right there, and select this effect type. I'm gonna just remove it from these areas like so. I'm gonna make the opacity 100% and the fill 100%. So again, you can see some fade effect right there. See? Okay, that looks good. And let's group it up. Okay, so this is the tutorial file right there. Looks amazing. And this was the original example. I took some extra minutes to create this, but you can take your time. This was the tutorial example, and this is the original example. Of course, the original example will look better. Okay, so this was it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon so that you never miss a future update. Also, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, just if you have any query or feedback to give, the comment section is all yours. So thanks for watching.